Dude, me and my dad used to have one of 3 things every day. Have steak on the grill. No kind of... Nothing special about it.
With A1.
Maybe if it was there. Normally ketchup, which growing up makes me feel like white trash, but we didn't know any better. Just made the steak different.
Every kid, except for me, won ketchup on everything. It didn't matter.
Yeah. Ketchup's nice. And it was filled with sugar.
Yeah, ketchup was like...
It's like putting candy on
everyone's
meat.
Jam, yeah.
Yeah. And it is like the jam, like tomato jam.
Yeah, it's still not my go-to thing. I would rather eat... No. I don't eat a ton of ketchup. I never liked it.
I make you a glass of ketchup every morning. You're in a lot of these people. Hot glass of ketchup.
Ugh. That just made my jaw feel weird.
Hold on, I gotta make a note. Feel free to send a text if you have to. Oh God, that's great. Hot cup of ketchup. I'll have ketchup on a burger or fries.
Yeah.
Still, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, even like now, I'll hardly eat ketchup on my fries. It is a lot.
There's some places that go and they make their own that we go to, like that Blue Jam place, that breakfast place makes their own ketchup. And it's always too fucking fancy.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just put sugar and red dye in something that used to vaguely resemble a tomato. Make it real sweet, and I'll put it on my fried patatas. Welcome back to fried patatas. Jess says, vacation spot that one of you wants to go to, and the other one would rather eat dirt. And then I put a little note here. Zoya would love to eat dirt. And of course, for longtime listeners, Zoya, before she got into ketchup, had a steady diet of dirt for the first couple of years of her life.
Me and my cousin used to eat dirt together.
Fucking how does that happen?
I'm not sure how that happened.
Half the coffee just left my cup after a ginger place down.
I don't know. Where do you... I don't know. I want to travel everywhere. Like I have a lot of stuff on my bucket list of travel.
I'm trying to think of one place that Albania is like, you want to go there. And I'm like, I would go to 100 places first, but I wouldn't not go to Albania.
Yeah, no. The coast of Albania is just, it looks beautiful. And it's, the thing about Albania is that it's still not like a huge destination spot. Mm-hmm. So
they don't have many resorts in Albania. Albanian resorts.
They have resorts, but they're not very, it's not a hugely traveled to area.
Like,
so
come on in. We got
cheap.
a ping pong table and a lovely view.
Yeah, basically. Come on in. You want some drinks? Come sit down.
You want to kill a goat and watch TV? Come on down. Watch one of our 6 TVs.
You like lamb? We have full lamb on the rotisserie.
You like Polacek? We'll teach you how to make for us.
Dude, speaking of crepes, I had the weirdest dream that I was like just pumping out crepes the other night in my dream.
Word?
Just like fucking one after the next after the next.
You know, sometimes your dreams come true. I'll let you into my clubhouse if you make crepes.
But I had like made like the batter, like it was like perfect. Like it was a total accident. I think it's from all of the Great British Bake Off.
That
I've been watching. I've been watching that shit out of it.
Dude, my favorite was to stand next to you a couple of years ago while you were trying to make them and you were getting frustrated and you were throwing away all the ones that weren't perfect. And I was just like,
dude, that was so frustrating.
Yeah, it sucked.
I can't get my grandmother's batter like quite right.
You need to be alive for at least 70 years before you make a good crepe.
I don't know.
I think.
I have another recipe that it's like my go-to for the holidays and stuff when I'm making breakfast, but
that show has been fucking our shit right up. Great British Bake Off. Delman and Lee were watching it for a long time, and they were like, "You got to watch it," and I was like, "It sounds lovely. There's no reason why I wouldn't watch it," but we just didn't because of time. Yeah. Also, going back to the scary movie thing, we had Nick Hamilton from the It movies on Dynamic Banter, and Steve was like, "You gonna see it?" And everyone in the Dynamic Banter community thinks I'm scared of scary movies, and that's why I won't see it. Yeah. Where in reality, 5.5 hours long. And I don't have that kind of time.
Probably not that good.
I mean, no, the first one I think is very good. The second one, and this isn't even their fault.
It's 5.5 hours long.
Both of them together are, I think they're each like 3+ hours.
Fuck that.
And I'm like, dude, if I was like 22 and didn't have Jack Astor going on in my life, I would absolutely watch a 5-hour long scary movie.
Yeah.
I bought and saw in the theater all of the Saw movies.
Yeah.
Which weren't super scary, but they're all fucked up and stuff. And I was super horny about the Saw movies when I was like 21, 22. I wrote in college, I wrote a 12-page paper on The Shining. Stanley Kubrick. One of my favorite movies of all time. Love scary stuff. I just don't have the time as a busy, budding, rising star adult.
How does that feel? I'm already famous, so.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah.
And I don't have movie time. But I do want to see it out of respect for Nick, because I do like Nick very much.
Yeah.
What were we talking about right before that?
Vacation spots.
Vacation spots.
Or somewhere that.
There's nowhere I would want to go where you wouldn't want to go.
Right.
Because you love travel.
I love going places.
So it doesn't work out so much.
Yeah.
And then Katie asked if I ever do a man bun. And I guess I never show up anywhere with a man bun. No. I don't really do it functionally.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing basketball, I'll do it sometimes.
Yeah. You'll tie your hair back. I feel like your hair is not really ever back that often.
I don't like how... I used to do it more when it got really hot here.
Yeah.
But I don't like the way I look with it. And I don't like how tight it feels like when I take it out, it's just, it hurts.
Yeah, your hair hurts.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
Who's a fan of that? No one.
Yeah, well.
Do you like putting your hair up? Tell us in the comments below in the Discord. Fuck, man.
Should we wrap this up?
We have more things to talk about.
Okay, keep going.
What time is it?
We're 38, 49, 50.
Well, guess what? It's going to be a goddamn hour long.
All right, let's do this.
Because I have... What do you want next? Do you want a fun little story about last night? Or do you want another very interesting, very disgusting thing I read in the Discord?
Fun, interesting thing that happened last night while I get more coffee.
Oh, so I need to tell this story that I already know the beginning, middle, and end to my goddamn self. So I had a show last night. It was a you gotta stop at a bar show. The bar is called A Simple Bar. I think it's technically in Studio City on the way to West Hollywood. And the woman who asked me to do it, I think her name is Michelle Thorne. Very nice comedian. The thing about bar shows is that it's very different from a theater or a club, because no one necessarily has to give a shit that you're there. And it's a very tough environment. Imagine like you go out to your favorite bar with your friends, and you're there every night, and then Thursday or Sunday night, when you're just trying to watch football or something, 5 or 6 comedians show up, and they're like, now you listen to what we have to say.
Now.
And that's a terrible environment to try to make people laugh in.
You're on my terms now.
Yeah. And most bar shows are like that. Once in a while, you'll get some, and the people are accustomed to it because it's been going on for a long time, and they really look forward to it. But most of the time, it feels like work. And then I kind of zoom out, and I'm like, well, if I have to work for 20 minutes out of the day, that's a pretty good work day. So I'm all down for it. I kind of cut my teeth doing music in bars and like delis and restaurants and coffee shops. So I'm used to half the people paying attention to what I want to do. So I have a lot of fun. Obviously, I do the crowd work stuff, and it's very fun for me always.
Yeah, it's always very funny to watch too.
So last night, I'm watching all these comedians go up, and everyone's getting heckled by and there's a good amount of people paying attention, maybe like 30 people paying attention, maybe like between 2 and 4 people who don't give a shit, who are just talking at regular volume, which is
What do you mean?
insanely annoying.
Wow, that's rude.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can almost hear it now.
These comedians are super rude for coming to my party. This is my party for the night.
And then some of the hecklers were texting during casual conversation, and it was the worst. So I'm watching everybody, and I'm like, all right, well, this is going to be interesting and hard, but we're going to have fun with it. So I get up there, and I'm heckled by no less than 4 people. And there was a group that came in right before my set they were between 22 and 25. Group of younger rambunctiouses who got kicked out of, I later found out they got kicked out of Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios for bringing a flask.
Dumbasses.
So they were all wasted.
Yeah.
And we all had a great time. But I want to play, I didn't get any video of it because it would already be on the internet. But I just wanted to say that these shows are very hard, but they definitely make you better as a performer and as a comedian. And if something is tossed at you in another show where you're like, what the fuck? Somebody says something weird. This is how you prepare for that stuff. No one is just good at striking down someone or making a annoying situation into a funny situation.
I'm sorry.
Dude, you do this thing where you're about to sneeze, where like one of your eyes kind of shuts a little bit. And so I'm looking into your eyes trying to talk, and you're like, it's like somebody's fighting in your head, and you're trying to keep your composure. Anyway, I just wanted to say that these shows feel like a lot of work. And sometimes, even if you're a great comedian, you could walk away from these kind of discouraged and annoyed. Yeah. But when there's a heckler and it's very distracting and disheartening because maybe you had specific things to work on or whatever, and you turn it around and make the whole bar laugh at the person who tried to disrupt the show, that's what that feeling when everyone's laughing at the same thing at the same time and kind of forgetting that they're at a show, but we're all laughing together. That's the same feeling as when you're doing really good in a comedy club, telling just regular jokes. Yeah. So if there's any comedians out there, just don't lose hope if you're in a terrible place, because there's always something you could do to turn around, make everyone have a good time. And all the comedians who immediately go after the audience, eat a dick. Do better. Eat a dick. So this is about 14 minutes in. I did about 30 minutes. Yeah. So I'm asking the audience if anyone has kids, and then that's where we're at. I'm incredibly nervous. Anyone have a kid? No. Single guys? Do you have single entire side of the room? Do you have a kid? Big no. You say big nose? I know. I have a mirror. She didn't say big nose at that point. Big nose. Don't do that to a kid. Don't have a kid. Gross face. That kid's laugh was. Don't pass that down. Bad knees. Gross face. I'm gonna tack those onto my credits from now on. Nice guy, big nose, gross face, hepatitis. What did you say? You said big no? I said big no. Have you ever said big no in any other sentence? Big no. Okay. Yeah, but I'm saying, have you ever said big no to describe anything else ever? No. Have you ever been like at Taco Bell and you're like, okay, 3 tacos, 2 cheesy gordita crunch. Big no. 1 cheesy gordita crunch. This is big no. Are you naming the ski mountain? Double butt garden. Big no. And it goes on and on like that for about 7 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So long story short, don't disrupt my goddamn show.
Yeah. Well, in that girl's defense, you did ask And then you kept going on about the big nose, which was very funny.
Yeah, but she
seemed
sometimes
like
when
she had too much of that flask.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
she consumed too much.
But the good news is they weren't angry or whatever.
Yeah.
They were just having a good time. But they're disruptive as fuck. And obviously go fuck yourself because of that. But they all had a great time. But it's when you're there and the environment is like that and people just want to participate more than they want to listen. You can't do jokes to those people.
Right.
So that's why I went on with the big nose stuff. What is happening, dude?
I don't know. I think I don't know.
Why do you wait until we're on the podcast
I can't.
to do everything with your
What
face?
are you talking about?
Dude, it's like
I think I'm getting sick. I have like
you have been saying that for 4 months.
I've been holding it off for like right before we leave, because we're going to be in Chicago this weekend. And
tickets available for the late crowd work show. You could be the big nose person.